Benny Andersson built some of the most beloved songs in pop history. Melodies so infectious they've outlasted trends, decades, and even the band that made them famous. But what most fans never saw was the private man behind the glitter, the heartbreak, the fractured family, and the silence he kept for years. Now, at 78, the full picture is finally coming into focus. Born in Stockholm in December 1946, Benny grew up in a musical household where his father and grandfather both played accordion. By age 6, he had his own. By 10, he'd taught himself piano. School couldn't hold him, so at 15 he walked away and started performing. It was the beginning of a life devoted entirely to music. His career accelerated when he joined the Swedish pop band the Stars in 1964, quickly becoming their main creative engine. Then, in 1966, came the meeting that would change everything. A young songwriter named Björn Ulvaeus. The two clicked instantly, and their partnership produced hits almost from the start. When Björn and Benny both fell into relationships with singers, Benny with Annie Frid Lyngstad and Björn with Agnetha Fältskog, something remarkable began to take shape. 4 artists, 2 couples, 1 extraordinary sound. Their early experiments performing together gradually evolved into something more serious. After a few near misses at Eurovision, they entered with Waterloo in 1974 and won decisively. Almost overnight, ABBA went from promising newcomers to a global phenomenon. Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia, Fernando, The Winner Takes It All, hit after hit that topped charts across Europe, Australia, and eventually the United States. At their peak, ABBA were one of the best-selling acts on the planet. But fame has a way of putting pressure on everything, including love. Björn and Agnetha divorced in 1979, and Benny and Annie Frid separated in 1980. Their divorce finalized in 1981. Benny later married TV producer Mona Norklit, a development that, according to reports, deeply hurt Annie Frid. Both couples attempted to keep the band going after their splits, but the emotional weight of it all was undeniable. By late 1982, ABBA had quietly come to an end. No grand farewell, just a final TV appearance, and the slow fade of a chapter closing. What followed were decades of separate lives. Benny and Björn remained creatively unstoppable, writing the stage musical Chess and producing Mamma Mia, which has since been seen by over 70 million people worldwide. Agnetha and Annie Frid each faced personal hardships, loss, isolation, tragedy, navigating life outside the spotlight in very different ways. Then in 2021, the unthinkable happened. All 4 reunited to record Voyage, their first new album in 40 years. And in 2022, a purpose-built arena in London opened its doors for ABBA Voyage, a groundbreaking show featuring digital avatars of the group as they appeared in the 1970s. It has since generated over £322 million for the British economy and sold more than 1 million tickets. On May 27, 2025, Benny and Annie Frid made a surprise appearance at the show's 3rd anniversary. Standing side by side in the balcony, they addressed a roaring crowd. Annie Frid warmly, Benny with a joke that made her laugh. After everything they'd been through, that moment said more than any interview could. Some stories don't end. They just keep finding new ways to continue. If you've loved following ABBA's incredible journey, hit like and subscribe. There's so much more worth discovering.